Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People. You have a friend of the media, which is myself. Any questions that you have about this team, let me know. And if I don't know, I'll do my homework and I'll get back to you on it. Which reminds me, I do have 2 questions from yesterday that I still need to get answered, but they will be coming. Let's go ahead and get into this recap of what I believe is the 13th day of training camp. We got 2 more days before training camp is done, as it's called training camp, but there's still a period of training camp left, as there'll still be one remaining preseason game against the Bills, and then the little 2-week space before the regular season starts. But nevertheless, this is the last week of training camp, as it's called throughout the league. And got some updates for you. Today in Charlotte, it was a short, crisp practice, something that I could appreciate. I'm sure a lot of the players appreciate it. And it was a good weather day. It was, I know the weather has since changed, but during practice today, it was really, really beautiful. All right, I know you guys don't care about that. Let's go ahead and talk about practice. So let me do what I have been doing consistently, which is thanking you all for helping the channel grow. The bigger that we grow, the more that I can do for you guys with coaches and player interviews. So guess what I have for you today? Yes, today is another day that you will have 3 videos. There's already the highlight video out there today of practice, which shows Xavier Legette out on the field, which is good to see him returning and being out there on the field. So if you have not seen that, just go to the channel, however you're watching, click on the logo, it'll show you all the videos. You have this recap video that we're doing live right now, and then you also have my one-on-one interviews that I've been doing with the rookies. Today got a chance to talk with Michael Barrett, linebacker out of Michigan. Members, you can see that video. It's up now. If you're not a member, then you have to wait until 8 o'clock this evening to see that video. So just another little perk of, if you're a member, how you get to see things firsthand, not to mention all the member-only videos that I will do a lot more of this year. Got things in mind, but let me go ahead and share with you all a little thank you for helping me grow, where I can continue to get access to players. And here's a snippet of the interview that I had with Michael Barrett.
Yeah, disciplined athlete with grit, man. I feel like that's me all the way. Just being able to stay disciplined in all those hectic moments, and just have that grit to you. That's what, at the end of the day, that's what a dog got, man. You gotta be able to go get it, gotta be able to go want it, and not take no for an answer.
Yeah, so that was my interview with Michael Barrett. It was great. It went a little longer than most of the other ones because I had such a good time talking to him. So if you haven't checked it out, because you're not a member, just be sure to, tonight at 8 o'clock when it comes out, be sure to check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And realize at the end of the interview, he's like, "What's your name again?" I told him, Chris Jenkins. And he said he has a good friend, Chris Jenkins Jr., that plays. So that was cool to like, oh, yeah, remember his dad playing for the Panthers kind of thing. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and give you all some other updates. Injuries, again, the injury updates that I provide to you is just the best information that I could collect from talking to coaches and for my observations. But the official injury reports don't come out during the preseason. They come out during the regular season. But here's what I have for you so far. All right, we have Xavier Legette, which I have already indicated to you all. He was back on the practice field today. Didn't go through any team drills, so I'm running around a little bit, was standing around more than anything else, but still a positive sign and progression towards him being back on the field. Totally still do not anticipate him getting any action in the Jets joint practice. I could be wrong, but it's a couple of days away, so I feel like it would be minor for him. They want to keep protecting the rookie asset there. Deontay Johnson, he did not have on a helmet today. That would have been a vet day for him. No injury on that front. Shaq Thompson, not only was he back on the field today, but he was back on the field and doing some team drills. So great to see Shaq Thompson. First time out there at training camp, back on the field, running around, doing his thing, being the vet that he is in that linebacker group, as such an important role in that linebacker room, as well with a lot of new guys that we have. Also, on the tight end side, we got some help coming back, potentially, slowly getting these guys back to full strength. Tommy Tremble, tight end Tommy Tremble, was back practicing today. So those are all the injury updates that I could follow and confirm through what I'm seeing out there on the practice field. Not 100% official, but some information for you coming out of practice about those guys. See some comments coming. please keep them coming. Don't have a lot that I want to go through today, but I will get through some Q&A as I always do, and I got a lot of members that are seeing that are logging in, so I will give you all some love and shout outs as well. Slight miscellaneous update for y'all. The great Luke Kuechly has become a member. I don't want to say become a member. Luke Kuechly is going to be an analyst at the college level for CBS, so that's something that he's going to be doing. He will still fulfill and keep his current duties with the radio network here for the Carolina Panthers, but he will now be adding to his resume by doing some college football analyst type things for CBS, as well as the depth chart. Another depth chart got released today. Extremely minor updates. Not so minor, it's not even worth putting back up there. Everything is still what it is as the Carolina Panthers head to their second preseason matchup against the New York Jets this Saturday night. I think it's 7 o'clock start. Don't quote me on that. I feel good about it, though, against the New York Jets this Saturday. All right, let's get into the play-by-play, which I'm going to give you the abbreviated version. And I like to give myself a pat on the back here because when I have information, I like to, again, sit on it, make sure I feel good about it, and then speak on it a little bit. And so yesterday I did that, talking about the offense and the defense. The defense seems solid. Not saying they're the best, not saying they're going to not miss a beat from last year, but the defense seems like they're pretty solid. The offense seems like they're pretty inconsistent. Inconsistent will not win you a lot of games. I feel like we have the tools to do it on offense, but they're not coming together yet. And so the defense, hat tip today, did very well, including, and I think somebody jinxed yesterday asking me about Bryce Young, saying he hadn't thrown that many picks, and he threw another one today. Not sure if he threw two. We had a chance to talk to Ivero, and he said, well, we were like, was it a pass breakup? Was it a bad ball? And he's like, if there's any question, there's always an interception, because we can't always have the best line of sight, the media, when we're watching practice. But Damani Richardson, he had good practice, had a really, really good practice today. And the defense as a whole had a good practice, and the offense was inconsistent. Great video out there on Twitter by Unnecessary Bluntness, I believe is the correct name. And it's just a video that he has where he shows the team's break, and the defense is over there just jamming to some music, Candy Rain to be exact, having a good time. And then he pans over to the offense in the huddle, and it looks like they're over there having church. So great depiction of the energy differences between offense and defense today. My reminder, it's preseason. I'm not ready to say strongly what is going to be of each side yet. Just this is where they are right now. And I do believe the offense has some pretty good weapons, has some pretty good tools. They just have not come together yet. They were in pass today, for those curious, and they did come off. So I don't think there's anything else that I want to take specifically out of the practice. Other than that, again, it was a short practice. It was a padded practice. Pads came off. And then after the pads came off, they did continue to do some team drills, 11-on-11 type stuff. And it wasn't a walkthrough pace, but it was definitely not as lively as that first part of practice when they were full go in pads. And I do want to add that to my context about my observations today. It was full speed. They weren't taking guys down to the ground when they started off 11-on-11, but it was really lively. Guys were moving fast. Thuds were happening. You could hear those pads slapping, and the defense won that part. But after that, they continued to practice. They took the pads off, went to shells, and it was more of a walk-through pace. It wasn't exactly walk-through, but it was a lot more controlled, a lot more slower pace practice that they finished and did. And a lot of guys, I guess because of the short practice today, stayed after and continued to do a lot of work on the field for their craft. So next up, we got tomorrow off. Then we'll be back at it. Today is what? Monday. So we got Tuesday off. We'll be back at it on Wednesday. Aaron Rodgers and company will be here Thursday for joint practice. Preseason game number 2, Saturday at 7 o'clock. We did not have a chance to talk to Dave Canales today, but we got a couple of people that I got some video highlights from that I'm going to share with you all. Number one up was defensive coordinator Ivero, and Ivero spoke about his young guys on this team. And I want to share this with you so y'all can consume it for yourselves. About this, again, Ivero talking about the young guys on this defense that are helping. We lost quite a few guys last year, but these young guys are doing a good job of filling in and filling that void for those guys that left.
Yeah, I think it's, again, a credit to a lot of the coaches on our staff, all the coaches on our staff. They're doing a great job of developing these young guys and pouring into them. And I just love the fact that every one of them are playing a lot faster than when they first showed up which is obviously what you want. But like the growth that these guys are making, the communication level, the anticipation level, all of those things is just really speeding up. And so Trevin has done a really good job. Obviously, Damani has done a great job, and he had some splash plays today. So it's been fun to watch those guys develop.
So yeah, Trevin, which got to give a shout out to one-on-one interview. Look in the playlist. I interviewed Trevin, so be sure to check that out. Which reminds me, I got to figure out what his nickname means because nobody's told me what his nickname is yet. And then Damani having a really good practice today. Things are going well, but another factor in that is coaches. His coaching staff, Ivero talked about today, and I want to play this for you as well so you can hear what he has to say about his coaching staff.
Yeah, I think it starts off with that they're all great guys. They're team guys. They're about their players. Every one of our coaches pours into their players, and so that's the starting point. They're sharp. I think on our staff, you can make the argument that every one of our position coaches has a chance to be a coordinator soon. They're all very, very talented people. Obviously, Todd Wash has done it before, but we got a great group of coaches. They're great people. They connect with their players. They're smart. They can all think outside of just their position. They can think globally, which is always a good thing. And so we got a great group that always has my back. And so I'm very, very fortunate.
So to me, it was interesting to hear him say that about his coaches being so good that they could all be coordinators somewhere. Because at the start of his interview with the media, he makes statements, and I've just been impressed and thought like, man, this guy sounds like a head coach coming up to the podium. He's a coordinator, not to say that he should sound any other way in particular, but it just, as head coaches kind of take ownership for things and not have opening statements, the way that they talk about their staff, their players, it's like what a coach does. And Ivero definitely has that within him. I'm gonna skip around here for a second. If we have a great season, do you see him leaving or getting a head coaching job? What's his contract like? Robert, I'm assuming you're talking about Ivero, and he could, I don't know how many more years he has on his contract, but the Carolina Panthers did everything they could this past offseason, to make sure that he didn't have, he didn't leave. They didn't allow all of his interviews to take place. So definitely has a contract, not sure exactly how much longer, but certainly as long as we can keep the guy, it's good, but I don't think it's going to be much longer that we can continue to keep him. So a few other bits. Jordan Matthews came up, and normally I don't play this much of a guy at the podium. I play more of my one-on-one interviews and give you all a lot of my analysis from things today. But again, today was a really, really short practice. I think it may have been 1 hour compared to the 1.5 to 2 hour practices that there are. But Jordan Matthews, tight end for the Carolina Panthers, he was on the podium today talking with the media, and he said a lot of things that I felt were really intriguing, and I want to make sure that I share with you guys. So the first thing is about Dave Canales, and I have said that I'm buying the Dave Canales persona, the personality, his coaching style. I feel like it's something that is going to be successful, that's going to be sustainable for a while, that will be consistent in what he does. I don't feel like he's just going to go and bomb out as a coach. He's going to have some challenges, but I feel like he's a good guy to lead us through those challenges. I'm not declaring that he's going to be the next great coach, but I feel optimistic about what he can do for this team, and I really enjoy how the impression that he makes on people, the way that he leads, and I think that's important. So with that being said, here is tight end Jordan Matthews talking about Dave Canales.
Yeah, Dave always comes in with very positive energy that I think exudes throughout the locker room. He's told us from the very beginning, guys, this team's going to go as far as you guys want to take it. And he's completely right. I love the fact that Dave is always telling the truth. I've heard a couple of his interviews with you guys. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff. He tells the truth. He's the same way with us in the building. So you like being around a guy who's whole, who's the same around you and when he's not around you. And I think a lot of the guys respect that, and it makes you want to win for a guy like that. So, I played for some really, really good coaches. I literally was just at the Niners with Shanahan, and, he was very similar. He just says it how it is. I think all players respect coaches who are willing to just go ahead and say the truth, so that way we know how to go forward. So, yeah, I really have been enjoying this camp under Dave. He's doing everything that you would expect, a head coach to do to get his team ready.
All right, so interactive time here, okay? Everybody that's watching, or if you're watching the rebroadcast, are you buying what he's saying? Do you like the Dave Canales persona? Do you like the Dave Canales coaching style? I'm not saying whether or not you think that we're about to be in the Super Bowl next year, but just like, do you feel good about your head coach? I do. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully some of the comments will come back while I'm live right now. But also want to, before I go to some more videos, my man B Stallion, waiting for you to become a member, B Stallion. Love the blue background. Thanks for all the great content that you bring. Definitely see the hard work and effort that you put in. Okay, see you in the next one. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm at the office studio right now. I have many different studios, you guys can tell. So different places, different effects. I'm able to do the blue lights here. Glad you like it. I will keep it up. And then got to do this.
Super Chat.
Gotta show the appreciation for Eternal 252. Tell the truth. Do we suck? Let me see. I might have a sound effect for that too. Did that play? No! There we go. It played. I had to mute it so it doesn't override what I'm doing. Do we suck? No, we don't. We don't suck. So this is my opinion as of August the 12th, 4:59 p.m. Defense, again, solid. They could keep you in some games. They may have a bad game, but to me, you're rolling the dice with the defense. We could be respectable. We could be solid. We got some good things going on. Really loving Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, particularly, and then Jadeveon Clowney. We're going to see. He's been great in training camp. But it's definitely going to be, how does he perform over what's the workload going to be for him? And then over a 17-game season, it could start to taper off a little bit. I don't know. I'm not predicting that, but that's something that I kind of hold reservations for. But again, Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, they've been balling out. And defense looks solid. They look solid. I can't compare them against a whole lot because I've only seen them against the Carolina Panthers. And their offense is struggling, but it seems solid. Now, on the offensive side, there's inconsistencies. I wouldn't say we suck. We suck would mean I haven't seen flashes of anything. Excuse me. And I have seen flashes. I've seen flashes from Deontay Johnson. I've seen flashes from Mingo. I've seen flashes from Amir Smith-Marset. I can't really tell how much I'm going to see from the running backs because they're not taking people down to the ground. So I can't really get an evaluation from Chuba and Sanders, but I know Chuba stays after practice like an hour each day, just working on his craft, just determined to maintain that starting spot and not let go and be even better than he was before. And then you see Miles Sanders just playing with a chip on his shoulder. So it's not that we suck. I wouldn't say that. So hopefully that answers your question. Certainly appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. And let's see here. All right, so we got about a little bit of time that we'll have left to go through some Q&A, so I'm going to do this as best as I can. After watching practice for this many days, what do you think we need to be successful this season? Thank you, Donald Byers. Consistency. I feel like we got some good tools on offense, but things aren't consistent. So just getting some consistency to our offense, I think, will be something that can get us a lot further mileage than we had last year. Corey, you are the best. Appreciate you all very much. Hey, if you ever see me, please stop and say hello. Continue to see people every day as I've been walking the training camp, and I just continue to be transparent me, right? It does get tiring sometimes if you see me out and I have this 60, 70 pound wagon. And I'm like, man, I want to take a shortcut today. But every time I see you guys thanking me or appreciate me, I keep driving to continue to build this thing called Charlotte Vibe. And anytime that you can support, however you may be able to support, I appreciate it, and will continue to grind it out and be a resource. So again, I do have some homework from 2 people from yesterday. Guarantee that those answers are going to be coming soon. So if you ever ask me a question, I say I'm coming back to it. Hold me accountable to it. I will get that information for you. Oh my, Knucklehead K. What's up, Chris? Tuning in from Meridian, Mississippi. All right, Knucklehead. I know you're on the road. Don't pull over when I tell you this. Don't pull over when I tell you this. But I have been where you are many, many times to Meridian, Mississippi. So, and I don't know where you're heading in Mississippi, but that's really, really cool that that's where you are. I'm gonna have to tell some people that would get tickled as well about that, where you are. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Hassan Reddick, Clowney duo would be fire. Yeah, so Hassan Reddick had requested to be traded, and then the New York Jets said, listen, shut up. We're tired of all this talk. We done told you we ain't trading you. You can keep missing practice if you want, but you're just going to keep being fine. So it could be a fire thing to have, Clowney. Hey, it could be fire to have Clowney with anybody that's substantial on that other side, but right now we have what we have, so we'll continue to work with what we got. Here we go, just in.
Super Chat.
Uh-oh. We got another Super Chat. So let's go to the Super Chat. Knucklehead K with the great word of wisdom here. Great words of wisdom. Sorry if that's a little loud. Smash the like button, subscribe, become a member. Yeah, what she said. I appreciate that very much. Hit the like button, tell a friend, hit the like button, tell a friend. Just keep doing that. But appreciate you so much, Knucklehead K. Got a chance to again see her for one time here in training camp. Didn't have a chance to talk, but certainly hope that we can cross paths again. Meridian, Mississippi. That's pretty cool. Hey, thank you. Thank you, boy Tails, for the acknowledgement here. All right, are they thinking about getting a true center and a good bag like Cam Newton for a quarterback? Because the quarterback we have does not look good. So, Darren Green, about our center. Our center's fine. I haven't seen anything from my center that says, oh man, we're going to be in for some trouble here. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from our center that has me concerned. My concern is for Taylor Moton. That guy's been a rock for this team, but in my opinion, has not been having the best camp that you may expect Taylor Moton to have. I feel like both Clowney and Brown have worked that side several times on Taylor Moton this year. And again, hope that he gets it shored up, but I believe our center position is fine. And then in terms of the quarterback, I said this yesterday, I don't feel like I'm seeing Bryce Young as this elite, great quarterback. I do feel like he's going to be a capable quarterback, and a capable quarterback that's more on the good than the bad side. but he still needs needs a little bit of help to be able to produce. And he's in his second season, so this is where we should start to see some significant things from him. But certainly appreciate the comment on there, Darren. 10 times. I hope we get to see some number ones next game. I'm not feeling good about that. Unfortunately, and honestly, I'm not feeling good about seeing the ones this Saturday. Well, we're going to end on a good note because I'm a little behind with some things I got to do. Mr. Nonsense says, thanks for all the content, your time, take out your day to feed the fans. So absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you guys, again, each and every time I get a chance to meet anybody. I love it. Talk to as much as we can. Love to take a picture, celebrate the moment, and just really appreciate, love what I do. Continue, hey, give me feedback. Things that you all want to see more of, want to see less of. Can't please everybody, but I'll continue to weigh everything that I'm getting in and give you the best content that I can. Again, that interview today with Michael Barrett is up for the members. So people like Knucklehead K and Donald Byers. Who else I got in here that's a member right now? Your boy Kales, etc. Those people, they can see that interview right now. Those of you that aren't members, that have not subscribed, you'll have to wait until 8 o'clock tonight. Still hopeful that I'll be able to get Xavier Leggett soon as he's recovering. Typically when a player is basically injured, we're not getting them for a one-on-one. But hopefully he'll be able to, get back healthy soon, and I'll be able to interview him, as well as Jonathan Brooks. So that's it for today. Appreciate you, everybody. Tomorrow is a day off. I'm not sure if there's going to be any content. It just depends on what news happens. But you can definitely count on seeing me again on Wednesday. Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe.